It is our reading lesson today. It's Wednesday, and I think we'll get started. So welcome Marvin and Addie and Leon and Asa. Guys, I put the Nearpod link in the Zoom chat. Grab it. Okay, so let's begin. First of all, we need a promise keeper. Marvin, how do you feel about telling us our promise? Do you want to do it? Participate.
Okay. Participate, be respectful, on time, microphones muted, include name in chat, in Zoom, stay seated, eyes on me.
Fantastic. Thank you, Marvin, but don't go anywhere. Can you tell me what today is?
I forgot about this. Wednesday, May 17th. Wednesday, May 17th.
May 17th, you got it right, 2023. 2023.
2023.
Yeah, that's our year. Isn't that crazy? It's 2023. Amazing. Thank you, Mr. Marvin. A couple of things to remind you of. Let's see, the last day of school is coming up so fast. That will be our last day together. We'll have an 11 a.m. Fun Friday. The next 2 Fridays, so on the 19th and of course our last day. So join us on the very last day at 11 a.m. as well as this Friday at 11 a.m. Weekly spotlight winners. I think I forgot to write the 2 of them, but guess what? I'll include those tomorrow. Look who it is, who is an awesome Zoom promise keeper, doesn't just unmute, doesn't yell out, is super sweet, and it's Mr. Leon. Leon, that means tomorrow you can help me choose a game, okay? Yeah, give me thumbs up. Give me thumbs up. Awesome. Keep up the good work, okay? All right, so our learning target, what are we doing today? Today is a little bit more of a focus on being an active reader. Do you remember that from last week? If you joined us last week, we talked about what it means to be an active reader to help you understand what you read, okay? Now, what happens when we don't think while we read? What if our brain takes a vacation? We did this last week as well. I just wanted to review. If our brain takes a vacation, then we're just reading random words on a page. We're not thinking about what's happening. Our brain might be thinking about other things. And then we don't focus on or think about what we're reading. We're thinking about other silly things that are going on in the world that have nothing to do with what we're reading. Isn't that silly? So imagine yourself just being a zombie while you read and not thinking about what you're reading. You won't understand it. You won't remember it. You won't be able to retell it. Oh no. So what can we do to stay focused? Remember these posters? These are excellent to find online, print out, and use. You can keep them you can post them on your wall. You can put them inside your book. You can make them into a bookmark. But these are things to help you remember some comprehension strategies. And I'm just going to just going to do the first poster. Reread the text. Remember I told you sometimes I need to reread. It doesn't stick the first time. Activate prior knowledge. What do you already know about what you're reading? Use context clues. Infer the meaning. Think aloud. Talk about it. Even with a parent, friend, talk about what you're reading. Summarize. Locate keywords. Make predictions. Use word attack strategies. That means to blend and sound out words. Look for prefixes, suffixes. Visualize. Close your eyes. Think about, imagine what it's like. Use graphic organizers, and of course, evaluate your understanding. Think about what you learned after. All right, now, strategies making you an active reader help you comprehend and understand the text. Being active and engaged means not being bored and half asleep while you read. It means to think about remembering what you read, making connections, understanding what's happening, making inferences, learning new words, answer questions about the text, analyze and compare the text. We analyze in science too, don't we? And math. And we retell. That's a big one because sometimes in your DVAs, I'm asking you, can you retell the story? And if you say, I don't remember what happened, that means that you weren't thinking while you were reading. Maybe you were so busy focused on what the words were, you weren't thinking about what was happening. What are the question words? Some of you might have heard me say something about the W questions. So the W questions are a handy tool to help you think while you read. There they are. Who, what, where, when, why, how. I used to do the why. That was my favorite one. When you're reading a little text, think about questions you would ask. Don't just say who, say who. Who baked the cake? If you read a passage about baking cake, you might ask yourself, who are the characters? Where did they bake it? Was it in the kitchen? Was it in the oven? Where was it? When did they bake the cake? Talk about time, the sequence of time. When did they do it? What did they bake? Oh, what's your favorite thing you like, guys? What did they bake? And why? That's my favorite question. Remember when I was a little kid, I used to go to the movies with my parents and I would ask questions throughout the whole movie. Why is that happening? Why is he here? Why? My parents would like, shh, just watch. You'll figure it out. But I really wanted to know the whys. Those are the most important. So these are more examples of anchor charts you might want to post, make into bookmarks, or put in a notebook or something. Make your own. Those are the best ones, is to make your own anchor charts to remind yourself what questions to ask while you read. All right. Woo, I'm already tired. Are you tired? I'm not tired. Are you guys ready to Nearpod? We're going to go and dive. I hope you are. We're going to dive into a text and we're going to use some of those strategies and you're going to help me. I don't want to do it by myself. So I'll join you over there. And I see 3 in. Who do we have? I see 3 people in. It says waiting for students to sign in. Oh, I've got Addie, Asa, and Marvin. Leon, you want to join us? I put the link in the chat. The link is in the chat. Hit the link and join. All right, we're going to read a little text. This is an informational text. Informational text doesn't have to be nonfiction. It can be fiction, but it can also be teaching you. And that's what we're going to read. We're going to read a fictional text that is teaching us information about how to train your brain to think while you read. Right. I'm going to skip a few slides. And remember that I'd like you to practice this on your own. The essential question is, why are key details important when reading an informational text? Key details. What do key details support? Who remembers? Key details support the Asa?
Key details support
The main
words, the topic.
It does support the topic. It also supports the main
Idea.
Yeah, good work. Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much. Key details are important because they do support the main idea of the text, what the author wanted you to know. By the end of this lesson, we should be able to identify and discuss key details in a text by answering questions. There they are. Who, what, where, when, why, and even how. Discover the main topic of a text and describe it using those key details. All right, let's get started. We'll start class off today visiting a classroom. Guys, we're going on a field trip. Get ready to go on a field trip. These students are taking a test. As you explore the classroom, think about ways that you study for DBAs and tests. Yeah, you. How do you study for a test? Let's see what they do to prepare for a test. Okay, take a moment to walk around as soon as it loads the classroom. And notice how the students are preparing and studying for maybe a test she's about to give. Have you guys taken a test recently? Yeah? No? Yes? Give me a thumbs up if you've taken a test recently. A DBA, a STAR test, a quiz online. Yep. Even somebody, thank you, even someone asking you questions is a quiz. All right. Did you have a chance to look at some clues and figure out how they're preparing for their test? Now, I want you to make that connection. How do you study for a test? Write at least one way that you study for a test. What do you do to prepare? You can use, I think you can write it, or, yep, just write it. I don't see a way to share pictures, so just write how you prepare. Did you notice how the kids were preparing? Do you do the same thing? Do something different? What if you were studying for a math test? Oh, on paper. Ooh, ASA, that's good. They were doing that too, weren't they? Yeah, they had, looks like they were working on something on paper to help them prepare. Maybe they were doing practice questions. Maybe they were going over vocabulary. Anybody here use flashcards? Does anybody here use practice quizzes? Do you go online and maybe do some research before your test? Do you take notes? How come I don't see any other answers yet? Maybe Nearpod is so slow. Wait a minute, Addie's got one. Study my homework. That's right. You review it. You go back over it again. That's good. Oh, I study for a test. Excellent, Leon. You go over the work, or maybe you go over your notes. Marvin, what do you do? It's coming. Is it coming?
I review classes.
You review the work. Awesome. Very nice. He goes back over the curriculum, the coursework, and then he remembers. It'll help him remember the questions. Wonderful. So you prepare. You go over your notes. Maybe you take notes. Maybe you use flashcards. Maybe you go back over the content or the lessons. Maybe you make a little note, like notes so you remember what during the test. You can go back and look. Thank you for that. On the next slide, we're going to read a story. And as you read, think about the main topic or what the text is mostly about. Pay attention to key details which support the main topic. After we're done, we will think about the story and complete some activities to help you better understand the text. Then you will answer questions to check your understanding. Try to do your best. And please remember, our learning target today is strategies to help you think while you read. Training your brain to think while you read. So you don't turn into a zombie and just read words and not think about what you're reading. Okay? All right. Move this on. And I'll read along with you. You can hit the little button here to listen. I think, if it loads. This is called Time to Train Your Brain by Jennifer Swanson. And the artwork or illustrations are done by Ed Shems.
Time to Train Your Brain by Jennifer Swanson, art by Ed Shems.
Okay. Give it a chance to load, and it will also read to you, but you may begin.
Monday. On Monday morning, Miss Green said, "Class, Friday there will be a test on the planets. You'll need to name them in the right order and know how long each takes to orbit the sun. Extra points if you can tell how many moons each one has." Tim moaned, "Oh no, I'll never remember all that stuff." Todd didn't look worried. "I just remember, my very educated mother just served us nachos." He sang it like a song. Tim was puzzled. How does that help? Todd explained. The first letter matches the planets. My equals Mercury, very equals Venus, educated equals Earth, mother equals Mars, just equals Jupiter, served equals Saturn, us equals Uranus, and nachos equals Neptune. See? Monday night, Tim sang himself to sleep. My very educated Martian.
Thinking.
Tuesday. Tim spotted Lily doodling planets with funny faces in a line. The faces were made out of the numbers of their orbits. While she drew, she said funny rhymes. Mercury waits 88, Venus arrives at 2:55, Jupiter steers for 12 years, Uranus snores for 84. "You're rhyming, too," said Tim. "Rhymes make weird numbers easier to remember," said Lily. "Like the jingles in commercials." Tim sat down and started doodling.
Okay. A little bit more and then we'll talk.
Wednesday. Tim noticed Sam tapping his fingers oddly. My.
It keeps stopping. Hold on.
Very. Educated. Tap. Mother. Tap, tap. "What are you doing?" said Tim. "I'm tapping moons," said Sam. "Each finger is a planet. Left hand are rocky, right hand are gas giants." Then I tap for the number of moons. "Go ahead, quiz me." "Jupiter?" Sam's finger drummed on the table. 67. "But you didn't tap 67 times." Sam laughed. "Nail taps are worth 10. Now quiz me some more." Tim
So slow. I might end up having to read this myself.
frowned. "That seems complicated." Sam shrugged. "My fingers remember the tapping pattern, and that helps me remember facts."
I think I'll read this one. Thursday. Sophie was chewing gum as they went into class. "Can I have a piece?" Tim asked. "You studying too?" she said. "Flavor is a great memory aid, isn't it?" "What?" said Tim. "If you taste a flavor while you study and then again right before the test, it helps you remember. I've decided cinnamon gum is my planet flavor. As I chew, I imagine myself on Mercury in 88 hair bows." That sounded a little far out to Tim. But after school, Tim chewed some gum, tapped his fingers, and recited rhymes and tried to imagine himself jumping around number-faced planets. This was around and around. This was so exhausting. He went to bed early and got a good night's sleep. Friday. Finally, the day of the big test. Everyone got out their pencils. How did it go? Asked Mom when Tim rocketed through the door that evening. Great, said Tim. I knew everything. I remembered Sam and his 67 taps. I remember, and it says my cartoon Mars, and Sophie's 88 hair bows. Mom smiled. My favorite memory trick is to repeat what I want to remember every day. Is that how you remember my name? Ha ha, said Mom, and served them both some Neptune. Noodles. N is for noodles. Super secret test tricks. Private, no peeking. Thinking about when you are taking a test, you're also reading. And all the times that you're preparing for your test, you are reading. And when you are using these tricks, these are memory tricks that help you remember what it is you think are important, the key details, the important facts. Number one, the more you memorize, the easier it is to memorize more. It's true. Memory is not like a box that gets full. Your brain doesn't fill up. It's more like a muscle that just gets stronger every time you use it or the more you use it. Number two, make up a rhyme or a song. Funny is actually a good thing if you make it silly and funny. Number three, quiz yourself often and at odd times. Yep, you could be driving or going to the store and all of a sudden you start asking yourself questions to try to remember and prepare for your test. Draw it, make a memory or picture or a cartoon. All of you here are artists. Draw something that will help you remember. Okay? Tap your fingers or feet in a special pattern. Whole body learning. That's cool. So if you want to remember the planets, maybe you can act them out. Jupiter being the biggest, you can make the biggest circle with your hands, or you can tap out the letters with your fingers. Different little strategies to help you remember. Smell a special smell when you study, then just before the test, smell it again. Guys, type in the Zoom chat what your favorite scent is. Is it strawberries? Is it, let me see, what's our favorite scent? Vanilla? Do you like vanilla smell? How about chocolate? Do you like pine scent? Minty scent? What do you like? Type it in there. Think about a smell, maybe your mom's perfume, maybe freshly chopped wood. Ooh, fire. The smoke smell from a bonfire. Do you like that? Yeah. How about the smell of your, after it rains, the earth smells wet. Maybe that's your favorite smell. Flowers. Is that your favorite scent? Type in the Zoom chat. What's your favorite scent? Could it be Dad's cologne? Your shampoo? Chocolate? Ooh, that's good. Gum. I like the smell of bubble gum. Yeah. So think about that. That could be a little trick to train your brain to remember something. So if you smell that while you study, then it could remind you during the test. Okay. Relax, take a deep breath. Do a slow count from 1 to 8. Let that memory door open. You know that stuff. Go out and run around before the test, number 8 says, or on your way to school. This gets your brain oxygen for thinking. And number 9, sleep. Aha, who loves that? When your brain locks down memories. So sometimes just sleeping will help you remember what you read. Okay, now let's finish this up. Training our brain to remember and think about what we read. Let's practice. Main topic and key details. Okay. The main topic is what the story is mostly about. Who wants to read what the key details are? I only see Asa's hand. Go for it, Asa. The key details.
The main
He's getting ready to read for us, I think. I read the first one. The main topic is what the story is mostly about. Can you read the bottom one, Asa?
The key detail gives more information about the main topic.
Fabulous. The key details support the main topic. That's right. If we didn't have this, then the main topic would fall down. We wouldn't have any information to prove it. What is one test trick that you think you learned from this story? What was one of the tricks that the main, oh, look, I'm asking a question. A what question? What was one of the tricks that the character learned to help him study and remember? You can open it up. Leon, do you remember one? Was it quiz yourself? Was it smell a special scent? Was it tap things out? What was one thing you remembered that he learned? What was the strategy?
First, he did tap tap.
That's awesome. Can you write that in? Write tap tap?
Well, I don't know how to spell it.
I'm gonna eat you for lunch. You can sound it out. Go, write it in, go. Mute him up and draw. Marvin, you're an artist too. Yes. Asa says have a smell or a scent. You know, while you're reading, you can be, smelling oranges. Oranges are excellent for your memory. And then as you read, those memories will kind of stay in your brain. They'll stay and get stuck in there so you can remember them during the test. Make a rhyme. Addie, I love that one. Yeah, I like to rhyme. I do. I like to rhyme all the time. Get it? Get it? Excellent. Thank you. All right. Let's move on. Leon said tap, tap, tap. Yes, a whole body, something that you can do with your body, a motion or a repetitive motion or something that helps you remember, even just tapping your brain. Yeah. When you say something like, 6 plus 6 is 36. If you tap your brain and you do that, you'll remember. Next time somebody says, what's 6 times 6? Did I say 6 plus? 6 times 6 is 36. If someone asks you what's 6 times 6, you'll go 36. Oh, look at that. I tapped my head. I remembered. Okay. Quick quiz. I think, let me see. Where is it? Can we skip this one? This one was just going back to find information in the text. We're going to skip this. I want to get to the quiz. It's coming. Why did Sam tap his fingers? To help him remember the planets. And how can flavor help remember things? We talked about that. It trains or tricks your brain into remembering at that moment what you were reading. This is a graphic organizer. You should have these blank graphic organizers just sitting in a pile on your desk for when you read. You grab one and you start filling it out to help you understand and remind you what the key details and main idea are. So a big strategy, a big idea to have is just to have a pack of these ready for every time you read. Okay, just a blank set. Now, let's quiz. Get to it. Question number 1. Everybody on deck, you ready? What is the main topic of the text we read? A, it was all about making friends at school. It was B, memorizing for a test. C, learning about the solar system. Or was it all about dogs? Answer your question and go to number 2. What is not a memory trick that they talked about in this text? A, tapping your fingers to remember the moons. B, singing a song. C, drawing pictures. D, jumping up and yelling. Which one didn't he do? I can understand why we would not want to do D. All right, number 3, why did Tim do well on his test? A, he used a lot of memory tricks. His friends taught him all those, right? B, his mom came and helped him on the test. Is that true? No. C, he's a genius and he just knew all the planets from when he was born. No. How about D? He cheated on the test? Oh, I hope not. Okay, so I hope you chose the right answer. Choose why he did well on his test. Number 4, why did Sophie chew gum during class? You know, sometimes teachers don't let you chew gum, but why did she chew gum during class? A, Tim gave her some gum. B, flavor can help you remember things. C, she was so hungry. D, she wanted to be rude. Isn't that silly? How'd you do on that? I can't wait to see how you did on those questions. And the last one, why is taking a run before a test helpful to make your brain think? Taking a run before a test helps your brain think. True or false? True or false? Running before a test. What's that helping your brain get? Who remembers? Who remembers what it helps your brain get? Nobody? Marvin, do you remember? How'd we do? Do you remember what running does? If you're running, you're breathing hard. What does it help your brain get? Oxygen.
Oxygen.
Oxygen, that's right. It helps you get oxygen. Oxygen helps your brain think. Yeah, it's good for you. Can't live without oxygen anyway. So more of it is helpful. It helps all your brain cells. You know, they're healthy. They think more. Very nice. All right, guys. Guess what? All you have to do left is to draw an illustration of the main topic and write a sentence describing your picture. Use information from the key details you remember reading in your drawing and your sentence. So I'm going to do mine too. What was the main topic all about? Thinking of strategies to help you remember what you read and study for the text. This is him tapping his head. Is that okay? He is remembering. What else could we put in there? Oh, let's have a candle nearby. That is, or something. Not a candle. What would you call that? That's one of those little scent bead things, because he's too young to have a candle. So one of those scents that makes the room smell nice, a little air freshener. So maybe what does it smell like? What do you think it should smell like, guys? Who knows? Should it smell like flowers? Chocolate? What do you think, Isa? What should it smell like? Go ahead, Isa.
I think it should smell like some
Like cookies? What should it smell like?
like a cake.
Okay, so this is a cake scented Air freshener. There's a little cake. Okay. So every time he studies for his test, he's going to think about, or whatever he studies in the test, is he's going to be reminded whenever he smells cake. I like that. All right. And he's tapping his head, tap, tap, tap. Maybe he's trying to remember. These are strategies, not only to help you think while you read, but to help you remember. Anybody have any others? Let me see how you guys are doing. Ooh, look at that. Leon, tap, tap, tap. Good job. Oh, Addie, what are you showing? Talk to me about yours. What are your strategies for?
I'm trying to make him be on a sitting down, tapping the table.
Oh, awesome. I think you guys are going to try that too. If there's something that you need to remember, think about a little trick or a strategy like our friend learned to help him remember. That way, tomorrow or next week or whatever it is, you'll have that little memory stuck in your brain and you'll be able to recall it during the test. Asa, look at that. He's got the scent. Look, he's got a beautiful scented air freshener. He's going to associate what he remembers. He's going to think about that smell will help him remember the information from the text. Marbing, what's yours about? What's your test strategy? You want to talk to us? Go ahead.
Mine?
Yeah. What's your test strategy?
Well, I usually draw pictures.
Draw a picture.
You want to see my drawing?
Yeah, everybody can show a drawing. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job, guys. Look at that. And I agree. I can tell you that not as much as I do like to rhyme, and I that always helps me remember important facts or things that I need to remember. Pictures are
Never waffle eats soggy.
Yeah, she's doing
No,
a little,
someone writes.
a little rhyme.
Never
or-
waffle. Someone wrote,
Like
never waffle eat soggy.
Yeah. Addie, would you explain to us what that means?
What?
NWES.
N is for north, so never, and E is for east, so never eat, and the S is for south, soggy, and W is west, so waffles. Never eat soggy waffles.
Do you know, I remember that from when I was a kid, and that's a wonderful way to remember your cardinal directions: north, south, east. Oh, what was that? What was that again? Wait a minute. I know. Never eat soggy waffles. Oh, it starts with a W. That must be west. It helps you remember. Guys, wonderful job. This is really important for you as you get into third grade. Yeah. And you won't be able to always go back into the text to find answers. You might find yourself in a situation where you're taking a test and you're just going to have to use your brain to try to remember information that you read. So these tricks and strategies while you read, very important, while you're studying, while you're reading, you find something that's really important to remember, and you could use one of the tricks that you learned today to help cement it, get it glued and stuck in your head, so that when you find yourself having to recall and remember that later on, you'll do a much better job at remembering. Okay, this is all part of thinking while you read. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's be done. We're all finished. Can you just tell me how much you love this lesson? Stop. I don't know what this lesson was about. I need a little more help. Yellow. Maybe a bit more practice would help. Green. I got this. I love these teaching strategies. I can learn and remember and use these tricks to help me recall the key details to help me understand the main idea. Fabulous. I love you guys. You're awesome. Tomorrow is a quick math review with some timed climbs. And then on Friday, we will have our Fun Friday at 11 a.m. Okay. I hope you come. For now, I think we're all done. Do you have any questions? Does anybody have any questions?